Hey, Expedition now rocking with the premiere podcast for Xbox One, the Inner Circle podcast. Today we're doing a special show. We have the Inner Circle Network here. We have representatives from each one of our shows. We're going to talk about E3, some of the rumors and some of the predictions that go out, and things that we've been hearing lately in the network space. Um,
Yes.
Sorry. Wait. Give me 1 second. Let me restart that because I got like background noise which messed everything up. So that kind
Even
of
though we're live.
yeah. Even though we're live, it's
We're
like
live and doing retakes.
oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and restart that. So no, but again, welcome to the Inner Circle Podcast, premiere podcast for Xbox One. Today we have with us the Inner Circle Network, and basically what I mean by that is that we have team members from each of our respective shows. And I'm really grateful that these guys were able to make it. So today we're going to talk about some of the things that's happening at E3, predictions, rumors, news, and kind of get a feel for who needs to do what to really make a statement at this year's E3, especially when it comes to the big three. So first off, the first conference that's going to be happening is, I believe, Saturday. It's the Bethesda conference. The team and I will be attending that conference this year. I don't know what they could announce right off the rip.
Elder Scrolls 6.
You think Elder Scrolls 6 they'll announce Elder Scrolls 6?
Elder Scrolls 6. It's they have to do something to match the Fallout 4 announcement of last year.
Gotcha.
Or
So
or I think someone on the same network said a Skyrim remaster.
I don't know if that's big enough. I mean, Skyrim was an amazing game, but I don't know. I don't know if that's big enough. What do you think? You think that's big enough to announce, and it'll make the crowd go crazy over just announcing it?
It'll make the crowd go crazy because E3 crowds are the easiest crowds to entertain.
Okay.
You
All right.
can you can announce almost anything and people will go nuts over it.
Yeah, like a Kickstarter.
I got you.
A Kickstarter, you're damn right. A
So
Kickstarter,
who?
a Kickstarter for Elder Scrolls 6. There we go.
So who we have with us today, per team, and the person you just heard speaking actually is James from our TiC United podcast.
Hello.
And that team is a team that goes out and talks about all of the movie content and TV, television, entertainment content that is representative out there in the world for people can listen to and get movie reviews and things like that. So definitely check out that content that's on the channel right now. And we're planning to add some other people and some other sections to that show. So keep it locked. And of course we have with us Kid Smooth and Fame Entertainment from the Writer's Block, our multi-platform podcast. These guys have been doing a wonderful job, and they recently had a great interview with a PlayStation 4 developer from Stormcloud Games for the game called Brutal. So if you're a PS4 guy and you're checking out the channel, definitely head on over to TiC Writer's Block or check it out in the playlist below on the TiC Network channel, which is what you're listening to and on right now, and check out their recent interview. They actually have another interview coming up for the game Kill Strain, which I believe is next week. So, or is it this week? No, next week. Yeah, that's next week. So definitely check that out. And we have more things in store coming up over the next couple of weeks and months. So again, Bethesda, I think Elder Scrolls 6 is big. I think if they announce that, that's big news. Everybody loves Skyrim for a reason. I love Skyrim for a reason. I'm really big. I think the Xbox community loves Western RPGs. I wasn't a fan of Fallout. I tried playing it. I really did. I tried to get into it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get into it. Um, with everything that's happening with Bethesda and they coming out with this new DLC, this what is it called, the Far Harbor,
Yeah.
the Far Harbor DLC, which Anchorman is ecstatic about as usual. He's ecstatic about anything Fallout. So I can't really take his word at anything but but the bottom line is that they're constantly working on whatever they're trying to do. I would actually like to see something new from Bethesda besides Fallout. Aren't they launching? What is the game where you have like stealth action?
Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2, right? They're launching the game Dishonored 2, Do you guys think there will be anything new that they could possibly announce?
Um, well, they already had Doom. They already had Wolfenstein. Do they now the people that make Quake, which was the old makers of Doom? Does Bethesda have publishing rights for that, like a Quake game?
I don't think so. I believe is it Doom with ID?
Yeah, but Doom is published by Bethesda.
I don't know if they have the rights to it. But if it's published by Bethesda, then I think they probably could do Unreal Tournament. I've been hearing rumors about Unreal Tournament coming back, and I know I've seen some video on it recently
No,
running
Unreal,
on
that's
12.
Unreal. That's the
That's Epic,
Epic.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
it's Epic. Yeah,
I'm confused. I'm thinking of Quake.
yeah,
Quake is what I'm thinking of.
yeah.
Quake. Yeah. Now, if they brought back Quake, I think that would be something special. I loved Quake on Dreamcast back in the day. I thought it was an amazing game on Dreamcast. I spent many hours playing that in college as a college freshman. Damn, I'm old. But but at the end of the day, it would be great if they were able to bring back Quake. And if they were able to publish it, that would be even better. Thane, what is your thoughts?
I think, like James said earlier, we're definitely going to see Elder Scrolls 6. That's no doubt. As far as someone who mentioned Skyrim, I don't think we'll get a Skyrim remastered, but yeah, we'll just get a Skyrim port, because as we all know, Skyrim was ported to the Xbox already. It just never released, so we know that's going to happen. We're going to see gameplay for Dishonored 2, which is obvious. And then I think will they get a Prey 2 or a reboot of Prey?
Now, Prey is big. I think Prey is big because at some point they had canceled Prey, and I know a few people who's been dying for Prey, even asking Microsoft to go and purchase Prey. Which the thing that kills me with Xbox gamers is that anything that's free or that's in trouble, they want Microsoft to save and bring to the console. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter what it is. But it's good that game is back on its legs. I just hope that they kept the original vision for Prey, which would be like some yeah.
It was a good-looking game when it came out, man.
Yes, it was.
Prey was an amazing game. I just remember that opening sequence where you finally break free. You're trying to save your girl, and you're trying to save your father or your uncle or something like that, and he gets stabbed in the chest, and you're like using all these body parts to fuel their. I'm like, oh my god, this is so brutal. It's such a brutal game for 360 in comparison to the the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. So Prey was definitely awesome back in the day. Hopefully they do drop Prey 2. I would definitely be excited about that.
I feel bad. I've never heard of this game before.
What?
Google is your friend, buddy. Google is your friend.
No, you have to check out. You have to check out Prey, man.
No,
I mean,
sounds cool. You sold me.
It's definitely dated. You can get a bargain bin for like $250 at GameStop if you're lucky. Maybe
We don't have
$5.
GameStop in the UK.
I'm sorry. Game, right? Is it Game?
Yeah, we have Game.
Have
Yeah.
Game. Okay, so there's no stop behind it. But yeah, no, definitely go hit up Game and see if they have it. It's not gonna look as good as it did, obviously. I don't even know if Prey is backwards compatible. Is Prey backwards compatible yet?
No, I don't believe so.
I'm surprised that game hasn't hit BC yet. That would be one game I would definitely want to make BC. I remember those early games like Prey and Darkness. What was that game with the eels, the like demon eels over your shoulders?
Mm-hmm.
That game as well. They remind me of each other in some sort of weird way. I don't know why, but man, I think Prey would be so awesome if they were able to bring Prey back. To me, honestly, it wouldn't be as big as Elder Scrolls 6.
No, not even.
It wouldn't be it wouldn't even be close. But if they were definitely able to present that'd be nice for 2017. Elder Scrolls and Prey for 2017 would be awesome.
I think we should throw out one crazy prediction for each category. So here we go.
Okay.
What if Fallout Online?
Fallout Online is an MMO?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Elder Scrolls.
I mean, Fallout as an MMO.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying it's not the most impossible thing.
No, definitely not. I think Fallout as an MMO would be because listen, look, this is how I feel. I feel like if you play Elder Scrolls, you don't play Fallout. I think you're either or. Either you're a Fallout guy or you're an Elder Scrolls guy. You know, Anchorman's a Fallout guy. You know, for some apparent reason, in his delusional world, Fallout is the greatest game ever made. I don't know why. I played Fallout. I could not get into the game for the life of me. But Elder Scrolls, especially Skyrim, I put almost 300 hours into Skyrim on my 360. I go hard. With my RPGs, I go hard on my RPGs. So I was big. I put all the DLC. I played that game to the fullest. I even built a house in that game. So it was an amazing game. I would love to have a remastered version of it. My only problem with remasters is that I never saved anything in the cloud. So I gotta start all over on every game that I get and stuff. Pretty crazy. So here's some of the predictions that we've come up with. We figure Prey 2, obviously, which really isn't a prediction, but it's a strong possibility. They'll show that off, and we'll be able to see that. We went ahead and decided maybe they announce Elder Scrolls 6. I think Elder Scrolls 6 would be likely, and that would make sense. They're probably going to show some DLC for Elder Scrolls Online. They've been doing a great job with Elder Scrolls Online. I had to get back into that game. They've already put out DLC for Fallout. Has the Xbox and PlayStation gotten mods yet?
Xbox is supposed to be coming fairly soon, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look that up.
I think they'll probably start announce. Maybe they'll announce when the mods are going to drop. It's been like a year. Been waiting for mods forever. I know a lot of people have been waiting for mods forever from Fallout. And I think that they just to throw a crazy prediction out there, a Fallout MMO. I don't know if they're able to sustain a Fallout MMO in the Elder Scrolls MMO though. But if they were able to do that, wow, that would be pretty slick. That would be pretty sick. The only thing with Fallout though is that you don't have classes the way you do in Elder Scrolls. That's the only thing, Like, what do you become? What do you become in Fallout? Do you become an engineer, a soldier, a mutant? I guess maybe they could do that.
I'm sorry, Fallout's too boring for an MMO.
You think so?
Yeah, I think most MMOs are boring in general. Like, there's not all of them are great. So adding Fallout, I just don't understand how, because it's such a slow pace. And I was surprised what they were able to do it with Elder Scrolls Online, but Fallout, I just can't imagine it. It's like, how would, as an MMO, think about it, even though you can shoot guns freely, but what about those time trigger on weapons when you use it when you decide what you want to shoot? I mean, would that be like permanently disabled or only used against like AI or?
Maybe if you use it, because like what's crazy, like in Elder Scrolls, there are certain missions you can only do solo. Like, you can't do every mission with a person, which is mainly the main story. You have to do solo. Maybe you use that ability in those solo missions where it's really needed. I just don't see, like, what was crazy was I remember in Red Dead Redemption when they did the multiplayer. They used to have that slowdown effect. And actually, like, how would they implement that in the multiplayer? And they still implemented it. It never slowed you down, but for some apparent reason, it was able to slow down your character. Well, put it like this: it didn't slow down the opponent. If someone pulled it on you, you didn't slow down. But from that perspective, everything slowed down for like a good 2 or 3 seconds. And if you can lock onto somebody, you can really do some crazy damage. So maybe they set it up in a way where it's quick enough to where it doesn't affect the actual game, but it gives you a slight advantage for a small amount of time. I think that would be pretty dope.
I'm gonna be honest, I just threw it out there because I just want to start some crazy rumors.
That would be crazy. So, like, again, so to recap, we say a Fallout MMO, which is a very highly unlikely thing.
Oh no, I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, definitely not. Elder Scrolls 6 will be announced. I think that is true. Prey 2 will be announced. I think that is true. I would like them to bring back some of these older games that they had as well. Like, I believe, what did they make? Was it Champions of Norrath? Or was it, oh man, I can't remember. I'm not sure if it was Obsidian or them. I know one of them made the Champions of Norrath series, which was a really cool kind of like, not Diablo style, but like 3/4 view Western RPG back in the day. I think that'd be really cool if they brought something like that back. So I definitely would be interested in seeing that and getting the chance to play some of those games. So I'm looking forward to the conference. I'm excited about it, especially being invited to the Bethesda conference. So I can't wait. The whole team will be up in there, so we're going to do our job and make sure we get that content out to you guys.
Well, you say the whole team.
Well, the whole TiC podcast team currently. Next year we're gonna have more of the new team out there and stuff like that. I plan to get some of the guys from the Writers Block up in there and everything. And if anybody can travel internationally to E3, hopefully we'll be able to get a whole squad up there. That's my goal, man. My goal is to get the squad up there. That's my thing. Squad goals. That's
And that
squad
was the
goals.
the last time that phrase was ever said on the podcast.
We'll see what happens, man. I'm excited though. I'm definitely excited for next year, man. We're doing a hell of a job over there on TICGM. On Sunday we have EA. I believe EA's Playfest is Sunday. I didn't get in. I don't know what's happening. I signed up for it. I think B Money got in and Anchorman got in, and I didn't. So I don't know what's happening with that.
Wait, did you pay for the DLC?
No, that's probably why I didn't get in at all.
Wait, why would you not get in?
I don't know, bro. I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't get an email yet. It was random. Like, you don't email a person individually. You kind of sign up for something and they send you some type of link to fill out, and I didn't get it yet. I don't know. I have like 3 emails. Check the business email, my personal email, and the TiC podcast email, and I didn't get one from either. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But listen, EA, they're not having a show. That's the thing. They have decided they're not going to do a show this year, and I believe Take-Two has replaced them. So I can't wait to get a chance to talk about what Rockstar may present. But EA's not going to be there. EA did say that they have some things to announce, but being that they won't have anything to really show off because they're doing this Playfest thing, I'm wondering what will be available to play. So, obviously, I think the first thing that they show off is Titanfall 2. Is we can all agree on that, Titanfall 2?
I think I agree it's going to be shown off, but I think Battlefield 1 will be the centerpiece.
Really? I think Battlefield 1 will be the centerpiece as well. I mean, considering that COD has how many downvotes? Like 2 million, 3 million downvotes at this point?
Insane amount.
Oh my god. They're gonna milk this like Sony milked how to share games at at E3 when Xbox was going through their turmoil. They're gonna milk Battlefield 1 so bad, it's gonna be crazy. Predictions for the show, Jerry, what do you have?
For EA?
For EA, what do you think they show off?
I think they show, obviously, Titanfall 2, but they're going to have a heavy focus and reveal the campaign for Titanfall 2.
Okay.
It's gonna be so climatic, Michael Bay style. But no, they're gonna have heavy focus on the single player aspect and introduce a new mode and announce that Forge mode they had, not Forge, but it was like a firefight, like their Horde mode will be like a permanent thing in the game. I also feel that Battlefield, I think what they're gonna do is, since they didn't have time to make a remaster of one of their games, they're gonna like put all their Battlefield games backwards compatible.
Backwards compatible. Okay. Battlefield 1. Well, yeah, I've been hearing about somebody have requested a Battlefield remastered game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be cool if they did make it backwards compatible. That would be nice. But, I mean, if they can make money like everybody else is, I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. So that's all you have?
For EA, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're gonna obviously get Mirror's Edge. Wait, no, Mirror's Edge would already be out by that time. So it'll already be out. So, I want to say Need for Speed. I would say maybe a sneak peek of a Burnout game.
No way. No Burnout. Burnout's not happening. I would love to see Burnout though. Do EA have the publishing rights for Burnout?
They should. I mean, who would they have lost it to?
Okay, I don't know, just asking. I mean, I don't know, bro. Burnout would be an amazing. Everybody wants Burnout. I know they didn't. Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're remastering Burnout Paradise because they won't put it on BC for Xbox.
Yeah, or they can open up their whole Xbox 360 library for EA access.
Right, that might be something they do as well. Maybe that's the reason why we didn't get Mass Effect 2 and 3 yet. It makes you think.
Talk about value.
Same thoughts.
I definitely think they're going to load up on 360 games on EA Access. No doubt about that in my mind. I think we're going to see Titanfall 2 gameplay, and I think we're going to see it being branded with Xbox. People think it's going to be branded with PS4, but I think it's like Battlefield 1. It's going to be Xbox branded. And I think they're also going to finally say we give up on basketball games and we'll never see NBA Live 17. They're going to finally give up, thank God.
Oh, wow. Live is dead. Yo, Live is, it's sad to see Live in the state that it's in. It's almost like a girlfriend that you used to love and she was so pretty. And then, 10 years later, you see her and her teeth are missing and she's like 300 pounds and she has like sweat under her armpits. And you're like, what happened? Like, how'd you let yourself go? And it's bad, man. And 2K is it's bad.
Hey, this is what it. Just to take your little comparison a little further, yeah, your ex-girlfriend made her put on a few pounds, but she's still that loyal one because your new girl look good, but she's gold digging.
Bro, I'd rather be caught in the street with the gold digger than the girl with no teeth and sweaty armpits. I'm good. I mean, at least I know where we stand with the gold digger. I don't know where we stand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother realm right there, man. That'll be tough.
I'm only 19. Do I have all of this to dread ahead of me?
Hey, all I'm saying is pick wisely, brother. Pick wisely. Make sure you make the right decision, man. Because, man, if any women are listening to this show, don't take this to offense, but it is not easy being a husband. Just keep that in mind. It's a lot of work.
Hey, if I don't mean to cut you guys off, but I have to say this because it was just sent to me on Twitter, and thank you, Mr. Inferno. I do want to say this because this will be one heck of a prediction. We will get instead of NBA Live, which I think they will scrap, they will announce the return of NBA Street.
Oh, that's a good pickup. That's a solid
and
pickup.
Fight Night. And Fight Night.
Fight Night is something that's missing. They need a Fight Night. If they announce Fight Night, that's big. That is big. I don't know about NBA Street. To be honest with you, it would be cool to get both NBA Street Fight Night and maybe one of the old school. But I mean, Def Jam is kind of dead. Like as a record label, like who do you put? Remember Def Jam Fight for New York? Everybody loved that game back in the day. Like
add an artist who's not on the record label though.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I guess you could add artists.
You want to fight with Young Thug?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, who you putting in this game, bro? Like, come on, son. You got Drake singing every other punch. It's like nobody has time for that. The announcers on auto tune. It's terrible. Nobody's gonna do that.
Yeah, but a new Fight Night would be huge. I mean, I know they're all invested in the UFC thing, but I mean, boxing fans like myself, I would love to see a new Fight Night for next year. It would be absolutely amazing, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. New Fight Night is definitely needed. New Fight Night would definitely be needed. I think a new NBA Street would be awesome. I think that would be really dope if they were able to do that. I used to love that game. It was pretty cool back in the day. That's what reminded me of Def Jam because they had all of these like over-exaggerated games that were coming out and stuff like that. But I don't know who was in charge of NFL Blitz. Didn't they have Blitz or have like NFL something like Blitz as well?
Wasn't Blitz? Wasn't that THQ at first, and then?
Yeah, I think it moved over to EA
THQ,
or something like that.
RIP.
Word. I think that maybe they should do a new Blitz game as well. I used to love Blitz. If they can get the I mean, they have the NFL license. Who else can do a game with actual licensed characters than them? I think that if they were able to produce a new Blitz game and have it, and to be honest with you, Blitz,
Midway.
yeah, Midway had it. There you go. If they were able to get the Blitz license and they produce a Blitz game, they did Street, and they made those arcade games not fully retail, that would sell. That would sell. Definitely.
But you know what sucks? What kind of killed Blitz? And I hate to go off and straight course, but what kind of killed Blitz is after a while. Remember, they stopped letting you hit after the whistle.
Yeah.
They want to promote the violence. That to me killed the game because I loved tackling someone and hitting them with the Hulk Hogan leg drop. That was beautiful. And they took that out the game and it killed it.
I used to love games where it was like you'd be pressing the buttons before the game started, just randomly get a code. You're like pressing that, and you get like now your whole team is super fast, and the other person don't know what the hell's going on. Oh man, Blitz was awesome.
Because none of us knew codes. We just pressed buttons and got lucky.
Yeah, nobody knew. You just be pressing buttons to hope you hit something. So epic, bro. I think that here's what's crazy. I think Microsoft and EA has developed this amazing relationship. I think Titanfall 2 is a marketing deal by Microsoft. Battlefield 1 is a marketing deal by Microsoft, and Mass Effect is a marketing deal by Microsoft.
And they also have exclusive stuff in FIFA as well.
And they have FIFA. That would be 4 things marketed by the Xbox brand. And I think it's only right that Microsoft gets first dibs on Mass Effect for 2017 and have the marketing deal for that because Mass Effect started on the Xbox 360. And that's where its base originally was at. Don't get me wrong.
That's not happening, man.
Why? Why not? Why would it happen?
Peter Moore loved him some Microsoft, but he also loved some money too. So I don't think they're gonna.
Trust me.
I don't think they're gonna put it on a time exclusive or anything.
No, not time exclusive. Marketing deal. I'm not saying time exclusive. I said the first game they had exclusively on the 360, so the install base grew up on 360. Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and things like that. And the EA bought BioWare, which to this day is the one thing that Phil Spencer regrets. I remember when he told us that he regretted not buying BioWare. I almost jumped through the mic like, are you kidding me, Phil? Seriously? You had an opportunity to buy BioWare and you passed on it? Please tell me that was Don Matrick. Please tell me that Don Matrick told you not to do this. I can't believe you did this. But, it would be insane if that was to happen. I think that BioWare is actually working on a Star Wars game. I think that the game that Amy Hennig, the lady from Uncharted, the original writer, is working on, I think is Star Wars 1313. I think that's going to be like the Boba Fett game of how he became Boba Fett. And I think BioWare is working on KOTOR 3. Ooh. I think they're working on Knights of the Republic 3. And I would love for those 2 games to be announced. I cannot wait to see what they do. Because Microsoft, they are pumping out games. The other day, I can't remember who from TiCGN, but they had reported on another game coming out from the Star Wars brand. But you start to look, if you read the content, which the guys over at TiCGN do an excellent job of coverage, you look at some of the content and you look at all their divisions of what the game, every single one of their groups has a Star Wars game, like every single one of them. And they said BioWare, they even just got Respawn Titanfall people doing a game. Mm-hmm. And I said, I wonder if that would be something like Republic Commando 2. Which I think would be another great game to announce if they were able to do that. You think about Titanfalls, you think about ATs and the whole, and I know it's kind of similar to, the old Republic. I know it's kind of similar to Battlefront with the vehicles and stuff like that. But I just think it would be really cool if they were able to figure out something like that.
Do you think there's a chance of EA announcing Battlefront single-player story mode DLC?
That could be a possibility because one of the things that they said was that they wanted to get the game out before the movie released, and that's why there was no campaign. They could be working on a single-player campaign and put it in as DLC, but I mean the DLC would have to be it has to be a real campaign. It can't be no bogus, 4 or 5 missions, 10 minutes. It has to be a real, 8-hour, 9-hour campaign. maybe you pick a side, whether you're the rebels or you're a part of the Empire, and you play a soldier in that fight, and maybe by the end you become a legend in the Star Wars lore. But that would be ideal. I don't know if they do it. That's the thing. I think the game is out, it's done, and they're already talking about Battlefront 2. So I think Battlefront 2 is where they go with the whole DLC, go with the whole single player campaign thing.
Yeah, you're probably right with that.
Yeah. Okay. So looking at EA, we're looking at obviously marketing deals with Microsoft. We think Kotar may be announced. We think Amy Hennig is working on Star Wars 1313. Anything I missed in there?
I'd love a new SSX.
SSX. You know, they just had a lot of those exaggerated games. SSX was awesome. SSX Tricky was amazing.
Tricky was my game.
Tricky
dude.
was
My
amazing.
God.
Man,
My favorite's still the original, but Tricky's damn good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would love to see a Star Wars. I mean, I would love to see them bring back all those games. You know,
Snowboard SSX on Hoth.
SXX. Bring that back. Bring back Street, NBA Street. You know, get some type of thing going with Blitz. And I still think it'd be cool to do Def Jam, man. You know, Fight for LA or something like that. Def Jam 3. You know what I'm saying? Just bring back Def Jam 3, man, and just go all out. Just put, you know, I mean, it's not a lot of real people like it was back in the day, you know, early 2000s and the 90s. You got all these rappers are now singers, and all the singers are now thugs. I'm confused. But at the end of the day, I think it would be cool if they were able to bring that back and put some music in their original music on the game with the soundtrack, stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. So Bethesda, not Bethesda. I'm sorry. So EA is covered. I don't know if they showed anything too spanking brand new, but maybe they do show a new IP. I think a new IP also may appear there. I don't know what, but I think a new IP will appear there. And EA has been doing a wonderful job. A lot of people hate EA, but let's be honest. If you look at a lot of the games that they put out, we all play them. Like, seriously, we all play them. We do not, nobody boycotts EA games. As much as you want to say you hate them, nobody boycotts them. And what's funny is one of the things that I hate the most is when people who don't might not have an Xbox and they're like, well, I hate EA Access. We don't need it. I don't play sports games. And then you realize there's a ton of games on there that aren't sports games. You know, it's like, think about it. Imagine when a Mass Effect hits that thing, or Knights of the Old Republic hits that thing, or when Star Wars Battlefront hits that thing. Like, these games aren't just shooting. They aren't just sports games. There's actual real games on there, which is funny and ironic at the same time. Okay, so Monday. Monday is the big show for TiC Podcast. The TiC Podcast team. We will be at the Microsoft conference, 9 a.m. Last year we had a lot of fun. Myself, B Money, Skittles 1323, and our partner Makaya, and we had great seats last year. Literally, we were about 4 or 5 seats away from Major Nelson, Satya Nadella, Mike Cabrera, like a lot of people and everything like that. We just had great seats. It was so awesome. You're walking down the stairs, everything is green, there's lights going, it's like you're in a club, and Phil comes out with his shirts. And by the way, Phil Spencer's a brolic dude. I didn't know Phil was so brolic, like a muscular guy. You look at him on TV and he seems like he's just kind of relaxed, but you meet him in person, you shake his hand. This guy's kind of built. I was surprised. Funny story. But Microsoft conference. Okay, listen. This one is going to be a little bit longer than I expected because I have so much to say about it. I'm going to try to cut it down as much as possible. And why I think this conference is super important for Xbox. It's super important that Microsoft comes out. They show some really great stuff for the Xbox. I don't want to hear nothing about Windows 10 for at least 30 minutes. It's probably not going to happen. But they need to have a major focus on the Xbox brand and a major focus on Xbox gamers. Because no matter what Xbox gamers say, we are not PC gamers, okay? I get what you're trying to do, and I understand it's important, and I support it because it brings more games to the Xbox. That's the only reason why I support it. So Microsoft, I think they show off gameplay for Scalebound, brand new gameplay that looks right. No frame problems like they had when they showed it last year at Gamescom. They show Record gameplay finally. They show the campaign for Gears of War. I think Gears of War gets an extensive look at campaign. They show Crackdown gameplay, more than likely multiplayer. I think they announced Fable 4. I believe they will announce Fable 4. Fable Legends is scrapped, but they still own Fable. I don't know who's going to do it, but I think they announced Fable 4. I really do. I think they also announced Phantom Dust. Phantom Dust will make its return. I think they announced Lost Odyssey 2 with Lost Odyssey backwards compatibility. If not Lost Odyssey, they announced a new Japanese RPG with, I believe his name is Sakaguchi-san, the creator of Final Fantasy and the creator of the original Lost Odyssey, with Lost Odyssey as a backwards compatible game. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Deus Ex is actually released backwards compatible, and the Xbox can actually now play multiple disc games. But we have not seen many multiple disc games hit the Xbox yet. And Microsoft owns the IP. I believe they own the IP, the Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon. So it doesn't make any sense why we have not received those games yet. And I think E3 is the perfect time to come out and show Lost Odyssey 2. And then I also think they obviously they announced Forza Horizon 3. I'm trying to think. And then they show off the Xbox Slim. I think they show off two consoles. I think they show off an Xbox One Slim, and I think they show off the Xbox 2.0 or Xbox Elite, whatever you want to call it, for next year for 2017. If not, because the rumor is that they're supposed to have this conference early, but I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, they're being hush-hush. I mean, hush-hush. So I haven't heard anything about that as far as like a separate conference for hardware. If they announce it a week before, I don't know if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I think you want to kind of announce that thing early so you can garner up the hype and get people watching the show. I don't know if you announce, like at some point you got to announce this stuff. You got to say we got a show coming out a week before to talk about hardware, unless they just show something at the conference itself. And I think they show off 2 new AAA IPs and at least 1 new IP, but the new IP is an indie game, and that's what I have. That's what I have.
Okay.
My only Xbox prediction is that Phil Spencer will wear a gaming-related shirt and a suit jacket over it. That's all I got. I don't have an Xbox One. I don't know anything. What's going on?
Don't worry, we'll get the PlayStation.
Yeah, no. I'm sitting here patiently. It's all good. I'm letting you guys run. It's cool.
Okay.
I think one, I don't think they're having a separate show, only because when Microsoft have a separate show like before their E3 press conference, it usually airs on TV as well, and they usually have either a deal with Spike or MTV. On one year they did it with, and it's already May 20th,
right?
And this show would have to at least take place like the week of like June 6th or something. It generally takes place like the week before E3,
right?
And I don't see anything in sites. I don't see not even a tweet or any like sort of marketing for it. Like they already got their marketing for E3.
Right.
They don't have anything for like the new reveal. I remember for the Xbox One reveal, there was advertisement like "Welcome to the next generation of Xbox" and stuff like that.
Right.
So I don't see that happening. But what I do see happening at E3, I do say I did a video on this. We're going to get obviously they're going to open the show with Gears of War 4.
Okay.
They're going to show off some more of the campaign. They probably won't dwell on multiplayer since we already came fresh off the beta.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get a new look at the campaign, and we're going to get a new mode introduced.
For Gears?
For Gears 4, a new mode.
Okay.
And I also think that Microsoft will also show off Scalebound. Recore.
Right.
Will also, like you said, they'll be. I want to say they're going to give us a special character for Killer Instinct that wasn't originally announced, like a surprise character.
Okay.
What the
I
hell was
think
that?
That was my phone. Sorry.
I see them as far as I don't think Fable. I'm sorry I don't think Fable 4. Just after watching 3 years of Fable Legends being shown, I don't think we get not one side of
Maybe all right. Maybe not Fable 4, but at least a Fable reboot. No, they're gonna do something with Fable. Maybe they show it at Gamescom, but I think a Fable reboot or some Fable has to come. There's a lot of people concerned with the Fable franchise, and they want Fable to exist. I don't think Microsoft just kills off the Fable franchise.
All right, I would love for Forza Horizon 3, and it's likely that Forza Horizon 3 will be shown, but I'm going to go on a whim to say Microsoft throws us all and brings back Project Gotham.
No, but now I'm not gonna lie though. That would be incredible if they were able to get Playground to do that. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Son.
Yeah, like a Project Gotham like Street, like like a man.
And Conquer, you can use him as a driver.
What?
They'll find a way to put Conquer in every game.
No.
That's my prediction. Conquer will be in every game at the Xbox conference.
I also see that we'll be getting an announcement for Halo Wars 2. We'll get beta access this year, but we won't get the game this year.
For what? What you just said?
Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2 get beta access, but you won't get the game. Now the game's dropping this year, bro.
I don't think the game's coming this year.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'll be a cross. They'll advertise cross-buy Windows 10 with the game and stuff like that. But I think it'll be a beta. We'll get to play the beta on both Windows and Xbox sometime this summer or this fall. But to make up for not getting a game this fall.
What do they drop? Listen, what do they drop in November? Halo Wars is supposed to be the big game in November. You got Gears coming in October.
But yeah, Gears is coming in October. One, because Gears their games has actually been now being moved to October. Like Halo came out October. Like I think the Gears of War 3 dropped in like September one year. So I think November. I don't think they're dropping. They may drop a third-party game, like a third-party exclusive, or like or something that's going to be heavily. Maybe that's Titanfall. That's when Titanfall is going to drop. Like. And it gets to a heavy Xbox push.
Microsoft has never dropped any game in they had not missed a November when it comes to their games.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be Halo Wars if it's the game. It could be Recore. It could be Sea of Thieves. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be Halo Wars 2.
I would love for it to be Recore, but Recore in November is tough. Recore in November
tough.
is horrible. It's all over again.
But the thing is, if Recore doesn't come out in November, it's not coming out in 2016.
Okay.
That's what I fear. So the thing is, Recore, in order for Recore to succeed, and this is why I'm hoping Microsoft does, a game that they announced at E3 has to come out between July and September.
Okay.
It has to be the Recore, Sea of Thieves. I mean, we know Forza is going to come out somewhere in late August, early September, but I don't count that. A new IP, a new game, has to come out before. Obviously, they're not going to put nothing with Gears. In November, they can't throw a new IP out there and it's so wild like that. It has to come out between July and September, and I don't see that happening with Recore. And Halo Wars 2, I think the closest thing we get is a beta access. Crackdown, we already know we're getting a multiplayer beta to light up the summer. That might come in July.
Okay.
And I feel like we'll get some new indies. They gotta give us Cuphead. Cuphead may be the summer game they give us finally, but if Cuphead doesn't come, I don't know what they can do.
There's 3 games that needs to come. You have Cuphead, you have Below, which is another game that I've been waiting for like a decade, and Inside. Inside's another game that we've been waiting for. I think they drop all 3 of those games over the summer to hold us down until we get to fall for the big AAAs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What's up? Where you at? What you at with this conference thing?
Honestly, I know where we are, but you guys have pretty much said, any and everything that could possibly happen at the Microsoft show. I don't think I can really add anything. Besides the fact that we'll see release dates on these games. They're going to spend the majority of the show talking about Windows 10. They're going to take a big chunk out and talk about HoloLens. But I don't know. I mean, I hate to keep beating a dead horse by saying they're going to show Recro gameplay. They're going to show scale play. We know they're going to do that. You guys said all of that, but I honestly think we're going to spend a lot of time talking about Windows 10. I think we'll get a Master Chief Collection announcement for Windows 10. I think we'll get a Halo 5 announcement for Windows 10. I think they're going to get a Gears 4 announcement for Windows 10. I think they're going to talk about Windows 10 the entire time. And this is from, and for people who are watching, people who know me, look at my avatar. I'm even holding the Xbox One controller. Xbox One is my preferred platform, though I love my PlayStation 4. Xbox One is my preferred platform. So anyone saying I'm an Xbox hater, none of that stuff, because I spend most of my money on Xbox. But I am going with a trend of what we're seeing from Microsoft this entire year. An entire last year where we heard nothing about Windows 10. Every announcement we hear is about Windows 10. We haven't had any announcements recently about anything Xbox besides Call of Duty being BC. Everything we're going to hear is about Windows 10. We're going to get a bunch of Windows 10 announcements, and we're going to get some release dates for these games, and that's pretty much it besides what you guys said. And I know I sound angry because I am a disappointed Xbox fan at the moment. I was so excited about this E3, and now I'm not. Sorry.
I don't know, man. Go ahead.
I got a bold one. I didn't get to put out my bold one, but I do think we will see something graphically crazy running on the next generation Xbox playable, and they're going to show us how it's going to look. We're going to think they're playing on the Xbox One and stuff like that, and this is how they're going to announce the new console, and they're going to tell us once you log in, boom, there all your stuff. It's gonna be the powerful console. The controller is gonna have a change more. It looks a little bit more like the Elite controller. But the big deal about the new console is that how much more powerful it is, and that natively you get access to all your stuff. No patch, no nothing. You log in, boom. No, that's why when the new console comes, there's not gonna be a game to come out with it. It's just gonna be the games that's already out. But
at what price point? 700 bones?
No, not at 700. It's gonna be the same price as the Xbox One Elite.
What is that? $499? $399?
$499.
$499? Okay.
Yeah. And then because the Xbox, they're gonna announce a price drop with the Xbox One Slim.
Right.
And the Xbox One Slim is gonna be available immediately.
Right. I agree with that.
I think the next Xbox would be first quarter of 2017.
I think it'd be spring 2017. That makes sense. I'd drop it around the same time as NX. That's what I would do. I would drop it around the same time as NX. Okay. I mean, those are solid predictions, man. I think the thing with Windows 10 is that a lot of Xbox fans aren't happy about the exclusives going there. I look at it from the perspective of it doesn't stop me from playing the games that's coming on the Xbox. I don't have a PC, so for me, they're exclusive. I mean, I get the wording. I get it. I understand that the word console exclusive isn't real. When you look at the word exclusive, it really just means on that one particular platform. But if I wanted to say something like, okay, well, it's exclusive to Windows 10, that would be true because the Xbox is a Windows 10 device, and anything that has Windows 10 on it would make it exclusive behind that Windows 10 paywall. To me, they had a disastrous time putting games on Windows 10 PC. They really have. It's unfortunate, but they've made some strides. They've gone ahead and appealed to the PC gamer, and made some changes with Windows 10 and unlocked some things and opened up some things, and hopefully the next set of games will be much better. I don't think they put Halo 5 on PC though. I think they put anything else Halo on there, but not Halo 5.
I don't know, man. I just see this whole Forge thing as the first step.
I did too.
I think it's the first step, and I don't want people to get me wrong. I have no issue with games going on Windows 10 PC because I get it. I love money. Microsoft loves money. If their games get more people can buy their games. I get that, but I miss the excitement of, oh my God, I can only get this on this console. I can only get this here. I miss that excitement. I miss having that with the Xbox, and I don't have it anymore. And which, I mean, like I said, I get what they're doing. It's brilliant. Money-wise, it's brilliant. I just think that, we're going to get this a more heavy dose of Windows 10.
Right. Right. Um, I don't know, man. I just think that Microsoft, there's some games that they have to keep on the Xbox. And I said this before, and I felt a long time ago when they first announced this that the Xbox brand was losing its identity. It wouldn't stop me from picking up an Xbox, but it's hard when you're an Xbox podcaster and you're trying to continue to produce content for the brand, and you feel like the brand is losing its identity and turning more into a PC. I think a way they combat that, as I said before, is if they were able to make a box that allows you to play both Xbox games and PC titles. Windows 10 games, like games that hit Windows 10, that would be incredible. And you had the option to either get the PC version or the Xbox version. I think that would be incredible. That to me, that would be an entirely smart thing to do. I doubt they do that, but I think it would be an entirely smart thing to do. I also think that Rare shows off some new games as well. I think besides Sea of Thieves, I think they announced either a new Banjo or they just renewed sometime earlier this year. They renewed the trade rights for Jet Force Gemini. That might be something that they look into. Microsoft is really trying to get nostalgic and bring back a lot of titles. And I know that Mikey Barrow, when he came on the show, spoke about there's supposed to be 3 more big things to announce, in a similar fashion the way they announced BC, because BC was a big announcement last year. A lot of fans wasn't expecting that, so I don't know if it'll be BC. I don't know if they'll say we're going to announce the original Xbox games are now purchasable at the Xbox store and you can play them, or they announce 2 other things, but clearly they seem feature related. But I would hope that it is a newer Xbox and things like that. I just want to address something. Mr. Reno Tanks, he says you shouldn't believe the rumors of upgraded consoles. Wait to be disappointed. I don't know if we'll be disappointed. I don't know about I don't know about consoles being upgraded in the way of parts and stuff like that, but I've spoken to someone personally. If you've been to any of the other shows, I've spoken to someone personally that's kind of given me the heads up that there is new hardware in the works. So it's coming. All right, so Xbox is done. We're moving on to PlayStation, something I normally don't do, but we're gonna try to knock out some of these predictions and give our final opinions on what these companies need to do in order to continue to sustain themselves long term. So PlayStation comes out. Their show is later in the evening. I have not been invited to that. I would definitely try to reach out to see if I can get in there for news purposes more than anything. But I am interested in the rumor of the PlayStation Neo. If I do buy a PlayStation, that would be the console I would get. I would not get a regular one. I would get the Neo. I think they show off more gameplay or some type of new feature or new environment for Horizon Zero Dawn, which is the game that I really want to get a PlayStation 4. I think they show off more marketing deals and then more Japanese exclusives. Clearly, they're going to have a ton of indies there. But I think the main focus will be VR. Everything will focus around VR. You're talking about the Neo. You're talking about Gran Turismo, which, by the way, they showed off. And here's my opinion on Gran Turismo. Okay, I know a lot of people might not like my opinion on it. And I announced my opinion on Twitter today, and I've had a few debates and discussions on it. I thought that the lighting for Gran Turismo, at least the opening shots, when they showed the lighting for Gran Turismo, I thought it was absolutely stunning. I hadn't seen lighting like that in any game. I mean, the sun looks, the little light in the sky looks so realistic. But then you start showing the actual game, and I was completely disappointed in how the game looked. I really expected this game to look better than Forza. I expected it to look at least on par with Drive Club, and in my honest opinion, I think that is just as good as Forza, and just it's not where I thought they would be after all this time. So I think that Gran Turismo will be a good game. Usually Gran Turismos are, but they're going to have Gran Turismo VR. So we'll see how that pans out. I think they showed that off. I think Sony figures out a way to get Crash Bandicoot back, and they do it. And they get it exclusively on their platform. What else?
Crash Bandicoot is already back on a PlayStation game.
Yeah, he's talking about UC4. I do believe Crash is coming back, and that'd be great. I think we will get a release date for The Last Guardian, which would be holiday 2017. I think they're going to show, like I said, a lot of VR stuff. They're going to show a bunch of games that we're not going to see for a while. And they're going to lull us to sleep for a little bit, and then they're going to end the show with God of War 4, and everyone's going to lose their mind.
Have any of you tried PSVR?
No, I didn't get a chance to try it last year at E3. We saw it. I saw it in action. My understanding is that it's good, but it's not nowhere near the quality of the PC version, so that's why they want to bring out the Neo.
Now, I will say I have tried it, and I'm not going to say in what capacity because of non-disclosure agreements, but I will say that it's really, really, really fun. It's just really fun. I wear glasses, and I couldn't put it on fully, so there was still light getting inside from the bottom of the lens.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot within like 40 seconds. It's really good. It's really good.
I think VR would be. I still think VR is niche. I think it's going to take time for everybody to jump on it. I don't think it'll ever be something that will be included in the box with any console.
Give it 5 years. Give it 5 years and it will.
You think so? You think VR will be included in every box? I don't see anything ever replacing a controller. I don't think anything will ever replace a controller.
As far as like PlayStation, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Is it my turn to go?
Sure.
All right, my bad. All right, so honestly, I think, believe it or not, PlayStation's show will get a lot of hype, but the thing is, I don't think it's going to be that great. But so they're going to tell us about how they sold over 40 million consoles.
They're going to start with that. They're going to start with that.
They're going to start with sales?
Yeah.
They're going to start with sales.
Oh, my God.
They're going to show off PlayStation VR. There's going to be a healthy ton of PlayStation VR launch games. We're going to see the Drive Club version of PlayStation VR. We're going to get announcement for No Man's Sky VR. They're going to incorporate. They're going to show off the PlayStation 4 Neo and sell you on how much is much better for VR. And that hopefully they don't mess up, because otherwise they might turn some people off. But Activision is going to bring themselves on stage to show off the Call of Duty. And they're gonna probably give a multiplayer demonstration.
I almost forgot about that for Xbox. I think Xbox will get the multiplayer demonstration for Battlefield 1. And
I believe they're going to show, like Fame said, God of War 4, but I think they're going to show off the Neo version
of God of War. That would be impressive.
They're going to end the show with God of War because they're going to need to have that hype, like they did with Shenmue last year. They waited to the very end to drop that bomb. They're going to drop God of War 4 bomb right at the end.
Yeah. I don't know when they'll do it, but I know it's going to show up. But I think they're going to show the Neo version, so it can look like some freaking like a E3 2005 demo, pretty much. That's what it will look like. Of course, they're going to spend at least 30 minutes on their indie showings for the year and beyond.
30 minutes on indies?
30 minutes on indies. Believe it or not, yeah, some of these indies will look good, but it will be 30 minutes on their indie showing, their independent showcase. A lot of the talk, honestly, is essentially going to be around the VR and the Neo, and pretty much kind of like victory laps. I don't think we're gonna see Horizon, I believe, but I don't think we're gonna see games like Detroit and what's the other game that they announced? We'll get another peek at Final Fantasy 15 and 7, since it comes first to PlayStation 4. It's gonna be an episodic. I think.
Jerry, what's your Last Guardian release date window?
Last Guardian release? Last Guardian is not even going to be shown at this year's E3.
You don't think so?
Nope.
No. Last Guardian? No, I think Last Guardian, they'll show Last Guardian. I think they'll show Last Guardian. Yeah, they got to. They have no choice at this point. Last Guardian probably will come out
February 2017.
Yeah, I think it'll come out either spring 2017 or at the end of the year.
I don't think it's coming at the end of the year. Sony fails at putting out games at the end of the year.
Yeah, but they've been working on this game secretly for a long time.
Yeah, but why put it out where it's going to get thrashed?
I don't think it will get thrashed. I think the nostalgia factor. You don't understand what happened last year at this E3. For all intents and purposes, for at least until Sony showed off The Last Guardian, Shenmue, and Final Fantasy VII, Microsoft literally, and in my opinion, they still won, but literally had, like, when it came to who was winning these conferences, locked up. They had showed off Scalebound. They had introduced Recore. They had showed the demo for Crackdown. They had backwards compatibility. It was sewn up. The nostalgia factor was so real for Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue, and then what's the game again called?
Last Guardian.
There you go, The Last Guardian. It shut everything else down in the eyes of any other gamer. You got people who have been waiting for The Last Guardian for almost a decade at this point. So I think dropping The Last Guardian would be a big deal, especially if it plays and looks, better than what they showed how it looked on the PS3. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I think it would sell well on the platform for the PlayStation gamer. You got to remember, the PlayStation gamers, they'll get, some people will get Call of Duty and things like that. But if you drop The Last Guardian will sell.
Yeah, but the thing is, I say the Last Guardian sells in November, maybe 200,000. In February, March, it sells almost 1 million. So I say it's like a winter February March 2017 release if it's even that close.
Because the problem is the casual PS4 gamer would not buy the game because they don't know.
That's true.
They don't know what it is. The casual PS4 gamer will not buy The Last Guardian because they have no idea what it is. It won't be able to compete with Call of Duty.
I don't know, man. The casual gamer bought Shadow of the Colossus.
I don't know, man. I think there's a history with that ICO team, man. There's a history there. Let me tell you something. The thing about Sony and PlayStation fans, and as an ex, PlayStation 2 fanatic, there's just a certain level of status that when people look at PlayStation, they just are in it. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. It doesn't matter what they did wrong. You just know what you remember from your childhood and how they've always brought content that you loved. I think that game alone will be able to push it out to all the people out there that have been waiting this game for the longest time. I'm telling you, the hype factor when they first showed this game back in the day, when they first showed this game, was through the roof, and for years they've put it off. And finally, the people who are still with the PlayStation, when they see this game, they're gonna wanna pick that game up. And I think it doesn't matter where they put it. I think it sells regardless. The question is, clearly, if it's at $60, hopefully the game it has a lot of content. I think it still sells regardless. I also think that they show gameplay for Hellblade. Hellblade is a game that nobody's even talking about. And I think they show gameplay for Hellblade, and we finally get a chance to see what that's like, and maybe they announce it for release this year as well. What about do you think about anything as far as like new IPs? I think Sony has a few new IPs up their sleeve, at least 2 or 3.
They have a bunch of new IPs coming, but I think we only would see like a few at E3. There's some that they announced at, like, I think PSX. There's some that they announced at some game show early in the year or late last year. But I think we'll get maybe they'll give us like 2 or 3 AAA exclusive IPs that probably won't see the light of day in the next 18 months. But we will see something new, and we'll get an update on the games that made noise, like Horizon last year. Like, if we don't see Horizon, I don't know what to say, but Horizon has to be there.
They'll show Horizon. They'll show a Japanese RPG that's going to piss me off because it's not on Xbox. They'll show a few things. Yeah. I mean, Persona 5 is cool. I'm more mad that Star Ocean's not on Xbox, especially playing it on 360 and stuff like that. And I'm sure Sony will have. Listen, Sony's going to have a ton of JRPGs. They're going to have a bunch of Japanese games that's just not going to hit the Xbox platform, and that's really where they kind of killed the game when it comes to games. There's just a lot of niche titles and a lot of JRPGs on there that's just not on the Xbox platform, so it really bolsters their library a lot, and of course the indie titles. But yeah, I think they've been they've been, balling up to release a lot of IPs, and I think it's important that Microsoft shows off a lot of new IPs as well to keep up with what they're doing in a AAA space. I think that's the one great thing Microsoft's been doing is coming up with new IPs and pumping out games in AAA space. I think it's now Sony's turn to pump out these games in the AAA space as well.
Yeah.
Any thoughts before we head out of here, James? What do you think?
I just want to quickly talk about Horizon because I was excited about it. However, I was re-looking at the gameplay, and it looks amazing, and the design of the world and the way that it's thought out is brilliant. But it just looks like Tomb Raider crossed with, The Witcher crossed with this Assassin's Creed. I don't see anything new in the gameplay. I'm just worried that it will build up and then it'll just be a full flat because it doesn't look like something new in terms of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just a thing. I'm really worried about that game. I feel like it can either be a massive success or a huge failure, and I don't think there's going to be a middle ground for it.
Okay. That's my most anticipated game, so I hope it's it's my most anticipated game for PlayStation, so I hope it's a complete success. I'm really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, well, Final Fantasy 15, of course, is going to get a big. There's going to be a big something on it.
Okay. All right, so
there really could be anything. Uncharted 4 DLC, story DLC.
No way. That's done. I think that's done. You think Uncharted 4 DLC for story?
Just a trailer.
That'll be too soon.
That's a reach. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out everything right now. It's 20 to 2 in the morning. My brain is fried right now.
I got you.
Well, I'm working at one of the biggest sporting events in the UK tomorrow. I need to go to bed.
That's hilarious. All right, so we're gonna get to Nintendo. Nintendo is not showing anything on the NX. The only thing they're going to show is
Zelda.
The only thing they're going to is Zelda. That's the only thing that they're going to show.
Do we need to talk about it? Do we really need to talk about it?
I think Zelda is gonna look good open world.
Of course, we all know that Zelda's going to be great. There hasn't been a main series Zelda game that's been bad apart from Skyward Sword.
I heard that the NX is not even. It's just as powerful as the Xbox One, which is disappointing in itself. To be honest with you,
I will believe it when I see it.
I really hope that it's a very powerful machine. I really want Nintendo to get back out there competing. I just want a regular controller. Don't give me nothing with a screen. Don't give me nothing that I gotta shake. Don't give me anything that's gonna make me look stupid. Just give me a regular controller with some buttons, and let me play some Mario Party. Some Mario Kart. Give me some more mature games. Give me a real Metroid. Bring back ActRaisers. Bring back Zombies 8. My name. Bring back all the stuff that I played when I was a Super Nintendo fanboy. That's what I would like. I really do, and I really miss that about Nintendo. They've gone this kiddie route in this. They want to innovate, and in every instance, and this is the thing I dislike about Nintendo and why I stopped messing with them. In every instance, they try to innovate, and sometimes it works. The handheld market they had on lock for a very long time, for years.
They still do.
They still do, from the Game Boy to the Game Boy Advance to the DS and the 3DS and the XL and all the stuff like that. They've done a wonderful job in that space. But when it comes to their consoles, after the N64 and the GameCube, because I actually like the GameCube. I thought the GameCube was a great machine. It just didn't have a lot of depth in games. After that, the Wii came out and they just went on a separate path. Nintendo tries to innovate and they come out with all these proprietary things. The proprietary mini disc for the GameCube. The analog stick in the middle of the controller for the 64. The Wii U wand stick, and then you have not the Wii U, the Wii wand stick, and then you have the Wii U with the giant pad in the middle. I just want to go back to what they had on the SNES. Just give me a controller, bro. Let me play games.
This is a problem. Nintendo doesn't know how to get past the prototype stage.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a prototype. Oh, this is it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Like I just want to get back to the times when Nintendo was great, and I feel like they haven't been great like they used to be. So it's kind of disappointing, and I hope that the NX shows some really great stuff next year when they announce it and sell it or whatever. They're not doing it at E3. I don't know what they're doing, and it's disappointing. But I really hope that the Legend of Zelda is impressive. I would love to play it. I would love to pick up a Nintendo and get back to my Nintendo roots.
How long do you think the gameplay demo for Zelda will be?
Oh, at least 15, 20 minutes.
That's like a bare minimum.
That's a bit. It has to be a bit. Look, you have no show. You have no show. You need your show need to whatever it is. Nintendo Direct needs to be at least 30 minutes on Nintendo. If you're just going to show Nintendo, it needs to be at least 30 minutes on Nintendo. I mean, 30 minutes on
Zelda.
on Zelda. Exactly.
Do you think they're trolling everyone and actually have plans and that they announce? Imagine if they come out and go, right, they show Zelda and then they go, that's actually not all we have. And then they go, here's the new main series Super Mario game. Here's the new Metroid.
Nah,
The new
Nintendo is not real. They're not real enough to do that.
Imagine if they did. Imagine if they did. If their stock prices rise and everyone goes out and orders the NX. Imagine if they did that.
Man,
I'm living in a fantasy world. I know that. But I love the idea of that. Of out of nowhere, Nintendo come back to being at the forefront of the console game.
First of all, in order to do that, they got to lock up every third party. You need to be releasing. They have to be in charge of third party. Like third party games need to run the best on their console. Nintendo's all about making money. This is why I knew the NX was going to be another weak platform. When the president of Nintendo came out and said that the NX will make an immediate profit for them, any console that you drop that makes an immediate profit for the company is not a very powerful console. Not a very powerful console at all. It does. That means that you're either not ahead of the game or you're not up to date on the latest tech.
Or they're so ahead of the game
No.
that they're
No, they're just not. Because of the simple fact that you're making a profit, you're not taking a loss. Most of the time when you put out a console, you're putting out a console where the parts that you purchase are more expensive, and the production to produce it is more expensive than actually selling it at retail. That means you have to take a hit and things like that. And over time, the value of what's in the machine drops. You get smaller parts, and that's how you come out with a slim. But the console depreciates and the value comes down, and that's when you start making a profit because the parts are cheaper and you start making money on those games. I mean, on the console. That's why the money's in software. That's the biggest truth. It's why the money's in software. When everybody gripes about Xbox not selling consoles, it's because of the simple fact that it's not to say that you can't make money off of consoles, but you're never going to make as much money as if you sold a game for $1 million, $2 million, $3 million at $60 a pop. I think they get about $50 to $51 per game retail, and digital. Forget it. You make full profit on digital. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not paying for distribution or storage for warehouses or manufacturing on the disc. So you just get full profit on those games. So if you sell a few million and then you keep producing, that's why first-party games are so important. Because if you produce in Halo, you produce Forza, you produce Uncharted, you produce Gran Turismo, and you sell those games at $60 a pop, and they're making millions and millions and millions. That's where the bread is at. Consoles, you sell 130 in a month. 200,000 consoles in a month. It's tough, man. It's tough. People think you make $400 per console. You don't. You make like $27 or like $30 or $50 per console. Like, it's crazy. It's super low.
You make some very valid points.
Yeah, it's super low.
Can we talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 now?
I think Red Dead Redemption 2 will get a marketing deal with Microsoft. Boom.
Wow.
And I think straight up, I think Red Dead Redemption, I think that's the deal that Microsoft makes. I'll be honest with you. Here would be a megaton. Red Dead Redemption 2 releases in the fall, in November, and Microsoft has a marketing deal, and you get Red Dead Redemption backwards compatible with the game.
So Red Dead Redemption 2 is this year's Fallout 4.
Red Dead Redemption will probably be this year's Fallout 4.
Or it
It,
could be
it
this year's Tomb Raider.
No. See, the thing is, Tomb Raider fell in between. I mean, well, yes, as a big game, but Red Dead Redemption is going to outsell it.
No. When I say this year's Tomb Raider, I mean Microsoft snatched it up for the holiday. PlayStation can have it in February.
No, that's not going to happen. That won't happen. Rockstar will not do any exclusive deal. They may do a marketing deal. I think that PlayStation has the Grand Theft Auto franchise, and they're marketing the Grand Theft Auto franchise. I think if Take-Two comes out and Rockstar announces Grand Theft Auto 6, it'll run with PlayStation. And I think if they announce Red Dead Redemption, I keep saying Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead, sorry, because Red Dead Redemption is Red Dead 2. If they come out with Red Dead and whatever it is, whether it's Red Dead 3 or Red Dead, whatever title they put behind it, that game will then rock with the Xbox platform.
it could happen.
Yeah, and that's what I think. It's no different than you got Star Wars Battlefront with PlayStation, but look, you got Battlefield 1 with Xbox.
Is Star Wars Battlefront with PlayStation really?
Star Wars Battlefront? Yes. Yeah. You don't remember the PlayStation Darth Vader?
That's true. That is true.
I mean, it was a whole big thing about it. It was crazy. Yeah. All right. So now that we've done some of our predictions, and then I didn't get a chance to talk about Ubisoft. I know we're getting late. We're running out of time, and I don't want to keep James on. Obviously, he is in the UK right now, and he has to work in the morning. But very quickly, Ubisoft Watch Dogs 2 will be announced.
It could be brilliant. I think it could be brilliant.
What is the game they have coming out? The Honor. What is it? The Honor game?
For Honor.
For Honor. I think that game is going to be amazing. It reminds me so much of Bushido Blade. For those of you who remember back in the day, Bushido Blade on the PS2, absolutely one of the best games. I don't know why they didn't bring that game back. I used to love that game. I think it reminds me of Bushido Blade. I look forward to it. I think they announced a new Assassin's Creed because that's what they do. And
I think if they're going to announce it, they're going to have Michael Fassbender announce it.
And maybe they announced a release date for Ghost Recon, because I haven't heard anything about Ghost Recon. What was it called? Out in the Wild or whatever it is. So like Ghost Recon something. It was like open world Ghost Recon. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Yeah. So yeah. So all right, out of the big three, PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox. James, give me your opinion on which one is in the worst position currently, and what that console manufacturer needs to do to get the fans' attention to make themselves relevant.
Well, currently the worst position is no question Nintendo.
Okay.
And what they need to do is announce the NX and tell everyone what it works, but they're not doing that. So they're screwed either way. I mean, that's the only thing they can do. That's the only thing that they can do is announce, here is the NX, here is what Zelda looks like on it. Here are some other third-party games that will run on it. Have fun, but they're not going to do that. So then it falls down predictably to Microsoft and Sony. Now, Microsoft have the most potential. They have the most potential to make the biggest splashes.
Right.
And I think this could be their year, because Sony the last few years have been, let's announce something that's coming out in 2 years' time.
Right.
Whereas Microsoft last year, they said, oh no, I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch the Microsoft conference last year because I wasn't working at TICGN.
Right.
I didn't need to. But I think Microsoft will take it this year.
Okay, that's a bold statement from a PlayStation guy.
From a
PlayStation guy. Yeah, no, that's a bold statement. Jerry?
You said who I think is in a worse position?
What I'm saying right now is, out of the big three, out of all the predictions that we just did, who do you think's in the worst position, and what do they need to do to continuously appeal to the gamers out there, or gain the respect back out of the big three?
Man, well, here's the thing. I feel like Microsoft is obviously in the worst position. I don't really count Nintendo a part of this because they're off in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing that they're still around, being part of the conversation.
Yeah, but not when you think of like the console war. Do you really think of Nintendo? Like the Wii U, we don't even know what to compare Wii U to. Do we put it in the 360 era or do we put it in this era? It's I don't know. But I think what Microsoft, the thing is, I feel like every year since 2013 and even before 2013, I feel like Microsoft always had the better showing, especially when it comes to games, like getting you the information you need to do. What Microsoft needs to do is they need to throw a positive curveball.
Hmm.
It has to be whether it be a game that we wasn't expecting, and it has to be like a surprise, like, oh, we're about to get this like now, or whether it be a new console, or whether it is the secret sauce that the Xbox One that's been under the Xbox One NDA.
Right.
Maybe they need to do something, because the thing is, the thing I've been saying Microsoft need to do last year. I even wrote a article about it when we had the official WeGameHere.com.
Mm-hmm.
I said backwards compatibility needs to happen. That needs to be the end all be all. It happened, and I'm like, holy crap! You know what I mean? And then the year before that, we got the Master Chief Collection before we found out it was going to be like, an online like mess.
Right.
But I feel like they need to do something that we can't really predict.
Right. I agree.
Mm.
I want to say Nintendo to me is in the worst position because they haven't had a lot of third party support for the last two generations. Their consoles have not sold very well for the last two generations. Their games have continued to be a success, and their games have continued to be highly rated. But if you don't have the install base, or you don't have the people out there purchasing the games at a multi-millions, then it becomes a lot harder. Though 3DS and the DS itself is sustaining them, and they've made as actually the highest selling console, and also as the number one handheld on the market. They've been able to sustain themselves very well because of it. And they also make money on their consoles. So even if it doesn't sell a lot, they still get a profit because the consoles are cheap, and they're made, not made cheaply, but it doesn't cost a lot to manufacture. They're not a company that's going for power, which is something that I really wanted them to do, which to be a company to go for power. And this is the reason why they don't get third-party support, is because as the Xbox and the PlayStation continues to increase in power with their hardware, it's harder to go back and make games for lesser hardware. So people just don't do it. And I think Nintendo's in a position that they can really revive themselves, but I feel like they're just always a step behind. I really hope that the NX is not what everybody in the rumors have been saying it is. I really hope that it's able to compete with the newer consoles and the Neo and whatever Xbox is doing in the future. But I think they're in a tough spot, and they really need to wow people with the NX in their next lineup. They need to grow up some. But I think Microsoft right now is in a position where if and only if they present new hardware at this E3, they are in a position to wow people, and they are in a position to get what they lost back. People tend to forget that the first 3 years of this Xbox generation has still continued to be the Don Matrick and Balmer Xbox. That's what it was. They had to make the changes. They had to fix the things that they had to fix. They had to turn around and change everything that they wanted to originally do for next. I got to a big debate on Twitter about this, about how I felt like the Xbox was not the console Microsoft wanted to build. The console they wanted to build was supposed to be a console that was a digital console focused around cloud with with it being able to use the processing power of their servers. And just now they're starting to get to that point with Crackdown and things like that. It never has come to fruition. It's taken 2.5, 3 years to get there, and now they're going to try to do it, this summer with Crackdown Online. But I think that if they present a new console, it's Phil's. It's the Phil Nadella era. Don Matrick spent $1 billion on games. Those are games that we're playing today. I think that $1 billion is split up. Phil had took over. He's made a lot of moves. He's made a lot of games in 2017 and 2018, and the future for Xbox One is now Phil's vision. And I think that if he really wants to wow people and put the Xbox in a new light, they need to present a new console built under Phil's vision and the direction that he wants to go with Nadella. If you're going to go Windows 10 and you're going to go Xbox, go all the way. If you're going to do it, don't half-ass it. If you want to put Halo 5 on PC, do it. Okay? Just make sure that you do it right and that the games are selling so you can continue to produce games for the Xbox fan base, because everybody's not going to be a PC gamer. Everybody is not going to be a PC gamer. So it's super important that Microsoft comes to E3. They come confident. They come with a message that is not confusing, because that is one of the worst things that they have right now is communication problems. And they show some nostalgic stuff that people want, and they wow the crowd with some big, big news. I don't know what it can be. It can be a purchase of a company or of a game or IP. It could be an exclusive. It could be new hardware. Whatever it is, they need to be able to wow the crowd, and they need to be able to make sure that whatever anybody else present, it can't be topped. It can't be topped. KOTOR 3 exclusively to me is one of those type of things, which is in the same way of Final Fantasy VII and Shenmue. KOTOR was a major big RPG back in the day, and it was really big for Xbox. So I think that is something that a lot of Xbox fans have been clamoring for. And I think that would be big news if they were able to do that. Bring back Mech Assault. A lot of people want Mech Assault. Bring back Conquer. Bring back Banjo. Bring back the franchises people want. Stop worrying about third-party deals and make sure you have RPGs. They need more RPGs and more single-player experiences. People love it, and I think it's really important. I really think it's really important that they do that. And the generation is being short. NX is coming out. Neo is coming out. Microsoft has no choice but to come out with a new console, and I think it's going to be Phil's console, the Phil and Nadella vision of forward compatible, backward compatible, mid-generation upgraded consoles. And no matter where your profile goes, your box stays with you, and they present some new games, some old games rebooted, and some new surprises and new features, because Microsoft is really good at features. And I think if they do that well, and their message is clear, and the fans are going crazy for it, they have the potential to really make people pay attention. That's what they need to do. They need to make people pay attention. So that's really important.
I feel like I should be standing on a chair with my hand on my heart. That was impassioned, man.
I'm just trying. Listen, I'm a passionate guy for Xbox,
Yeah,
man.
I can tell.
Yeah, man, I love all consoles. I really do. I wouldn't do this show for the Xbox community if I didn't feel the way I feel about the Xbox brand. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a zealot. Don't get me wrong, but I love a gaming on Xbox. I've met so many people, and I have so many great friends on Xbox. So I'm really, and at the same time, they've given me an opportunity that I've never had, I never dreamed of having. And because of Phil and because of the help the Xbox team has done, TICGN exists, and Hard Not coming into TICGN, and you and everybody is here because of that, man. So I'm very grateful. But at the same time, I'm realistic. They're not cutting me no checks or anything like that. But I mean, if they keep listening up, yeah, well, you never know. But I'm just saying, currently, if they don't get it together, I'm still a gamer at heart. If they don't get it together, I have to go where the games are. And right now, I love the Xbox, and I support the brand. I hope it does well. But look, all JRPGs is on PlayStation. I'm gonna get a PS4 because I'm a JRPG head. They didn't give me what they gave me on 360 yet. So hopefully Scalebound is really good. I know Recore is not a JRPG, but I hope Recore is a really good Japanese, built game. The guys who make the guys who make Metroid and Shinji Ifune, the creator of Mega Man, is working on it, and it's supposed to be based around Zelda and Metroid. So I'm excited about that. And Scalebound's an action RPG. I hope they announce a few more. And Microsoft creates some Western RPGs of their own and more single player experiences. Quantum Break, a lot of people felt like Quantum Break wasn't. It didn't live up to the hype, and a lot of people felt that it did. It was a very polarizing game. It was either a 10 in one spectrum or a 4 in another. For me, I love the game, and I want more experiences like that. I really do. So I hope they continue to do that, and I hope they continue to innovate and produce games like that. But I am picking up a Neo. I probably will pick up an NX if Nintendo shows a goddamn controller, because I'm not playing with anything other than a controller. So
I feel like a right idiot because I forgot like one of the main points of the Sony conference that I think will happen.
What's that?
Hideo Kojima making an appearance.
That is a big one. That is something I can't believe we didn't even think about that. Hideo making an appearance. Yeah.
That could really, even if it's just an image and a title. That's all he needs to bring.
Yeah.
That's all he needs, and then that'll be trending on Twitter worldwide.
Yeah. No, Hideo Kojima at that conference is going to be huge.
I just forgot. I can't believe I forgot that.
What's crazy is that this man is on a tour. It's almost like they let him out the sweatshop. I hate to say that, but it's almost like Konami let him out the sweatshop, and his first taste of freedom in over 500 years, and he's just like traveling the world to all these video game companies. He's been at Massive Entertainment and Naughty Dog
recently.
Yeah, like he's been like everywhere, bro. But he hasn't hit anything Microsoft related. That says a lot. No, he won't. So I don't know. Is he an independent developer making a game for Sony, or is he a studio under Sony? That's the thing that's pissing me off. It's like he doesn't care about the Xbox. Maybe that's probably why him and Konami broke up, because he never wanted to put Metal Gear on Xbox, and Konami wanted to because it was, it was about that bottom dollar, man, making that money. Hey. No, we'll see.
Well, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, we did. We absolutely did. I enjoyed my time. I'm very thankful that you guys came on the show tonight. B Money, Skittles, 1323, and Anchorman could not make it. They have all had prior obligations. Big shout out to Anchorman, who graduated from college. Big shout out to him. Congratulations, Anchorman. Proud of you, and things like that. And no, we're a few weeks away from E3. I'm excited. Plane Ticket's book. I can't wait to report all this content and bring it back to the channel for you guys, and you guys will be able to get all that great news on TICGN.com. Make sure you sign up now. I'm actually planning to build a social network into TICGN. Yeah, it will be a social network for gamers, all gamers, heavily moderated, where you guys can go, communicate, talk, show off your videos, all Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC gamers. So I'm going to be very proud of building that, and I'm very thankful that I have such a great team at TICGN making this thing work, and we're doing some great stuff over there. So definitely support, definitely look out. We'll be back next week. Monday, we will have the Multiverse Podcast. Tuesdays, we have the Writer's Block Podcast. Wednesdays, Super Pod Shots. Thursdays, when are you guys dropping TiC United, by the way?
I want to apologize for not having it out this week, but Alice and I have both been crazy busy. We will definitely try and get it out for next week.
Okay, so TiC United will drop next week Thursday. TiC Podcast is off next week Friday, but you will get Top Shelf with Anchorman. And that's how we have it set up, man, a full rotation of the Inner Circle network and podcast. And soon, I guess I can announce it now, we will have TICGN Entertainment with our first show series. We are creating a series using Grand Theft Auto, the director's suite in Grand Theft Auto, and we have created a show. It will be 12 episodes over 3 months, 1 episode a week, and it's called Badge and Blood. It is a drama. It is not a comedy. It's not something stupid. It is going to be written by myself and a few other people. We are really making it a real legit show out of this, and you will get 1 episode every week over 12 weeks in the summer. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to show it off on TICG Entertainment. We got a few things happening on that channel once we get that built out, and I will let you guys know when that'll be ready. So again, thank you guys for tuning into the show. I really appreciate all the support. Thank everybody in the chat, and we are out of here and off this.
Wait. One more thing. It wouldn't be an E3 conversation if I didn't say these 3 words.
Okay.
Half-Life 3.
We're confirmed. Half-Life 3 confirmed. Half-Life. What? Badge of Blood from TiC Podcast? Hey, Half-Life 3 confirmed. There you go. Half-Life 3 confirmed. Oh, good. All right. Oh, man, I had a lot of fun tonight. All right, see you guys next week. And again, we are off this planet. Peace.
Bye.